You too. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Man, I'm trying to see if exalting understanding will do what it say it'll do in the Bible. And your wealth comes from your understanding, or lack of comes from your lack of understanding. See, a lot of people don't try to educate themselves. Don't try to elevate themselves, to learn some wisdom. They only want to be one-dimensional. And that's to do one thing they know how to do, and that's it. But see, if you're going to be successful now, post-pandemic, man, you're going to have to be multi-talented. You're going to have more than one stream of income. Bernie, what's going on, my friend? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, you got a different picture. Let me see this here, man. I ain't never seen this picture. By the way, brother, man, I appreciate all that you do, Bernie. Man, in fact, let me see what you got here, man. Let me see what you got. Go to the channel. Let me see what you got. I appreciate all that you do, Bernie. That my man is. Bernie. God damn. Look at old Bernie. Damn. Old Bernie. Hey, boy, you got a little player vibe to you, too. Yes, sir, buddy. God dog. Oh, man, thank you, brother. And I got to tell you, man, the food I got in this hotel room right now, Bernie, is because of you. Thank you, brother. For the next 2 or 3 days, I know how to stretch some food. That's one thing I done learned out here in this journey that I've been. Man, how to stretch some shit. You don't throw away nothing. You ain't got nothing to throw away. You use everything. Okay? Now, let me get back to, oh wow, you working. He's working. Let's see what you're talking about, Bernie.
You taking apart this 3VZ cylinder head. This is a Toyota.
Oh, you're a mechanic.
Cylinder head. So been taken apart already, taken loose by a mobile technician that brought it to me to service. In order to resurface and CNC this head, you have to take off these studs here. As such, we will use a head stud remover tool from Corwin Tools. Place it in here and we turn it counterclockwise to loosen up.
See, now I'm glad.
Now, this is going to be a short.
Now I'm glad you showed me that, Bernie, because you're good because you have an understanding about what you're doing. It's just that, see, now people can see how important this thing called understanding is. Okay? Now, correct me, I think you said somebody brought you that to fix. Because, one, you have a reputation. See, you have developed a reputation. Okay? You have a good name because of the quality of work that you put out. Because you have an understanding. Man, this is how I make my living. And you got some people, man, 17 years in, damn, Bernie. Damn, Bernie. Shit, I wish he was over here on the East Coast, boy, because I sure would let you get that head out of my starter. I wish he was over here. I'd make you my mechanic, buddy. That's for sure. And see, in order for him to get this wisdom, he has to go and study. See, he has to study. He has to learn how to assemble and disassemble some of these parts that he's working on, and that's wisdom. And see, when you start doing something long enough, see, you'll be able to modify it, make it simple, so that it's easy to do. Okay? That's what that's all about. Man, thank you, brother. Damn, you uplifted my spirits, man. I ain't lying. That uplifted my spirits. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And him, and I'm waiting for Everett to come up in here because I got a question for him. I got a question for Everett. I want to know, and I want him to tell me, do women give him a break, give him a pass because of his looks? That's what I want to ask Everett. I want to ask Everett, do women give him a pass based on his looks? And see, you know, and when you got an understanding of how people deal with you, how people respond to you, you act accordingly. Some people take advantage of that. When they get a pass from people, they misuse it, abuse it, take it for granted. Okay? Any success that you're going to experience in your life coming from your understanding how to do some shit, how to make it happen, how to get the results that you're looking for. And see, and not only are you good at doing it, but you can explain it as well. You ever met a person that was good at something, but yet they couldn't tell you how they do it? And you notice how frustrated you are with that person? Because they don't know how to articulate what you're trying to understand, what you see them do. They can't articulate it. Okay? Man, I don't know what's wrong with this. Let me go back in here. And I don't know what's wrong with this lettering, that it is so small. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. The Harmony Pill. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. KD, thank you for joining me. Listen, no, this is under Bernie's. Oh man, I'm calling out Bernie's people. Damn, I'm still under his. Because I'm like, I don't know none of these names. Thank you for joining me. Bernie. Okay, I got Bernie. Bernie is the only person up in here that's responding right now. You see, and there you go, man. See, there you go. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you. See, he says same applies to other languages. They can speak it, but they can't tell you how to speak it. They can't teach you. They good at it, but they don't have the articulation and the communication. And see, listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you get the understanding about what you're doing and how to explain it, man, you can communicate. You're a great communicator. Okay? When you can, and especially if it's something that's coming from within you. And see, most people don't know how to depend from within themselves. That's why they need to go get a job. See, that's why they got to work for somebody, because they ain't comfortable with trying to create that same wealth from one of their ideas, because they worried about how they gonna look, what people gonna say if they fail. See, that's what they worried about. And you can't worry about that stuff. See, when you got some understanding, you don't care what people think. You don't care what they say, because you're striving for freedom. And when you go out to try to get wealthy, and listen, you're looking for freedom, more access than what you have. And that's all wealth is more access than you have. Man, you got wealthy people whose lives are more fucked up than yours. You just don't know about it because you ain't in that circle. But they got money. See, they have access. And everybody that got access ain't a good person. Let me say that shit again. Everybody that's got access ain't a good person. A lot. See, you remember the Bible saying that ruthless men retain riches? Okay? Ruthless men retain riches. So if you want to be wealthy, if you're trying to elevate yourself to the next level, you need to check out your understanding. What is it that you're understanding to try to generate this wealth? And unfortunately, most of you will go to somebody else to try to get rich before you go to yourself. That's the sad thing. Okay? Don't stop blaming folk. Stop criticizing people. It's all about your understanding. And see, you can't put no frustration in your understanding. Because the minute you put some frustration in your understanding, now you done became selfish. Now it's all about you. Because now you worried about how you looking. That's why you frustrated. Because you worry about how you being perceived. Instead of, man, listen, let me tell you something. Now this is what I noticed. Okay, this is what I noticed. Now, normally, when I come up in here and do my lives, I got like 3-4 people. I'm looking up here, it's 77 folk up in here. That's what they say, 77 people up in here listening to this. Okay? And remember, now I done jumped up to 92. And remember I told you, I said, understanding has power. That's why your wealth comes from understanding, because it has power. What do you mean, truth conductor? My understanding has power. Listen to this. Listen to this. Let's go back to Proverbs. Let's go back to Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 3. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver. And remember, I told y'all what I like to do is I like to I like to give definitions so that people can not assume they know. Proceeds. Wait a minute. That's the wrong one. Proceeds. Money obtained from an event or an activity. Okay? Proceeds. Money obtained from an event or an activity. And the Bible say, happy is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains understanding, for her money is better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. And you ain't attracted. That can't get your attention. That can't make you say, I didn't know that there's nothing that you can desire on the face of the earth that don't compare to understanding. There's nothing. Man, I got 140 folks up in here. Man, level up these likes. Okay? Look, if I'm saying something, level up these likes, man. Verse 16. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand, riches and honor. Length of days is in her left hand, and in her right hand is riches and honor. That's understanding. That's your wealth. That's where your wealth is going to come from, is your ability to understand how something works. And see, not only do you understand it, you can make it, you can practice it. See, when you understand something, you can perform it. God diggity dog. What you say, true conductor? Listen, when you understand something, you can do it. You can do it. You ain't got to ask nobody. You ain't got to ask a soul. You can do it. Listen to this. This is Proverbs chapter 4. Listen. Verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she will promote you. Exalt her, and she will promote you. Listen, wait a minute. Let's look up that word exalt. Exalt. Hold someone or something in very high regard, think or speak very highly of. Somebody came up here and said something, Bernie. Okay. Exalt. Hold someone or something in very high regard, think or speak very highly of. And see, when you got a good name, somebody gonna think and speak very highly of you. When you got a good name. Okay? Listen. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She'll deliver to you. And you got people going out here right now acting like they buck wild crazy, trying to get money, doing all kinds of crazy shit just to get some money. Man, if you look at these young rappers, see, if you pay attention to their music, they singing about sex, death, and drugs and money. That's what they sing about. Notice all of them got to have a bunch of $1 bills. You know, see, when I was coming up, they call it a Detroit bankroll. When somebody take a bunch of ones and put 100 on the outside and you think they got a whole bunch of money. See, that's how you can tell. That's how you can tell about a man, especially a man, how he carry his money, what kind of person you deal with. Let me tell you how. See, a person that's trying to impress you is going to put all his big bills on the outside. The person that's trying to impress you, and he very stingy, put all his big bills on the outside. But see, that confident man, he going to put all his small bills on the outside because he don't want you looking in his pocket, seeing what he got. Okay? And that's how you can tell the difference between who's who. That man that's got all his big bills on the outside. And let me tell you something else you'll notice about that man that carry all his big bills on the outside, got long fingernails. Let me say that shit again. If you look at that guy that's pretending to be something that he ain't, that's always trying to be impressive with his big bills on the outside, look at his fingernails, and I guarantee you, he gonna have some long fingernails. See, ladies, that's the first sign of an arrogant man. His fingernails. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. His hands gonna tell you a lot when you gotta understand it. All right? All right? So listen, man, you want wealth? Increase your wisdom and understanding. And that's learning how to do something and becoming good at it. That's learning how to do something and becoming good at it. All right? Man, thank y'all for joining me. Okay? Thank you for joining me. And I hope this helps somebody. Your wealth comes from your understanding. Get away from that vindictiveness and that animosity and that unforgiveness. Because all that's doing is clogging up your intuition. Because now you got some extra voices in your head that you got to fight. Because you holding on to some bitterness, some anxiety, some disagreement. Man, let that stuff go. Let that stuff go. You can't hate each other if you got an understanding. You ain't going to divorce each other if you got an understanding. See, you ain't going to cheat on each other if you got an understanding. That's how important understanding is. And that's the one thing we don't make sure people have. A lot of our young kids are out here doing this crazy shit they doing right now because they ain't got no understanding. And that's what we need to work on, changing that mindset so people can understand what they're dealing with and how they can get a part of this pie. Because that's all people want to do. That's all. At the end of the day, man, everybody trying to get a piece of the pie. Everybody trying to get a piece of the pie, whichever way they can get it. And unfortunately, you got some that don't mind cheating. They don't mind stealing to try to enjoy a piece of the pie. Don't you know these kids out here carjacking know they're going to get caught? They know they're going to get caught. They just out trying to, and see, and this is the crazy thing about D.C. Shit, everywhere around here is cameras. What's going on, Steve? How you doing, brother? Everything around here is cameras. Ain't nothing you can't do. And I told y'all, man, I had a guy, they had a little confrontation first of all, the guy showed me who he was. And I didn't believe him. Because he came and he was trying to peek down in my bucket to see what was in there. And I was like, man, what's wrong with you, bro? Don't do that. Ain't nothing in there for you. And a young black man got into a confrontation with the police. And I turned my back on him and I was filming it. And he stole my bucket. And at the time, and they closed the whole park down. Everybody out the park, go up to 8th Street. I get up to 8th Street. I see the sergeant. I said, man, a guy stole my bucket. He said, for real? He said, don't worry. We'll go back and we'll pull the cameras. And we'll see who did what. And they pulled in less than 30 minutes. They done tracked this dude down. Well, because if you ain't in my contact list, my phone won't ring. Because I get a lot of voicemails from my trolls. So that's how I control that. So if you're unknown number, my phone won't ring. And the police called me and the phone didn't ring. And by the time I got the message, I called him back. He said, listen, we had him, but we couldn't keep him because we couldn't get in touch with you. Okay? Man, I came home that night and I needed that money. Lord knows I needed that money. And this scripture, overlook a transgression, was all that wouldn't let me sleep. Overlook this transgression. So I get there the next day and the police come and say, if you want to file a complaint, let us know. I said, okay. I said, man, don't even worry about it. Jail is too good for him. That's a step up. That's a step up. Okay, so don't worry about it. And sure enough, the next day, he showed up. And they came to him and said, now, are you sure? Because the guy that did this, he right down there. And they typing up the warrant for him right now. I said, man, let him stay out there. Let him stay out there. Because homelessness is what he deserved. And if he that stupid that he'll come back to the scene of the crime, all I'm going to do is point him out. And that's what I started doing. Hey, everybody, we got a thief among us. And point him out. There he is right there. This is what he wearing. And he had the nerve that, man, why you embarrassing me? Because you stole from me. I'm sorry. That's too late. If you were sorry, you'd have brought my money back. So don't come telling me you sorry and you kept my money. Every time, if you crazy enough, they keep coming at it. I said, buddy, I'm going to call you out. Every time I see you, I'm going to call you out. Okay? All right. Man, your wealth is your understanding. And if you're looking for wealth, increase your understanding. I'm telling y'all, listen, I'm going to find out. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Listen, I want to find out if this is true. This is Proverbs chapter 8. And I used to go down to verse 14 and start reading. And one day, I looked at verse 5. Listen to this. Oh, you simple ones, understand prudence, and you fools, be of an understanding heart. Let's look up that word prudence. Prudence, the quality of being cautious. When you're prudent, you're cautious. Listen. Oh, you simple ones, understand caution. And you fools, be of an understanding heart. Listen, for I will speak of excellent things, and from the opening of my lips will come right things. For my mouth will speak truth. See, that's another thing that you have to be about understanding. You can't get out here deceiving and cheating and think this is going to work for you. You can't come out and misrepresent yourself and think this is going to work. You got to do this from your heart. That's where you got to do this from your heart. Listen, for I will speak of excellent things, and from the opening of my lips will come right things. For my mouth will speak truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Let's look up that word, abomination. Abomination. A thing that causes disgust or hatred. Abomination. A thing that causes disgust or hatred. Listen, wickedness. Oh, thank you, Lord. Let me give you a definition for wickedness. Wickedness. The quality of being evil or morally wrong. And that's on purpose. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. I ain't going to tell no lies. I ain't going to cheat you. I ain't going to deceive you. I ain't going to be like the guy up in New York that lied to get in Congress. Nothing crooked or perverse is in them. They all are plain to him who understands and right to those who find knowledge. See, when you start gathering understanding, man, you get knowledge. You learning how to apply some knowledge when you get to your understanding. Okay? I got to y'all hold on, cause this I had to look at the comments on this. The brothers say, what do I think of the Palestine and Israel conflict? They ain't got no kind of understanding how to deal with each other. That's why you got, if you got understanding, man, you ain't gonna go out there and be killing and doing all that bombing. If you got some kind of understanding. And the biggest problem that you got in Israel right now, none of them are willing to sit down and develop an understanding of each other. That's why they want to fight. See, and you got to remember, there ain't no profit in peace. See, that war that you see over there in Israel, man, there's some people getting rich off that war, man. They getting rich off that war, off that conflict. And see, and them the ones throwing a rock and hiding their hand. All right? Verse 10, receive my instruction and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things one may desire cannot be compared with her. Wisdom is more valuable than rubies, and there's nothing you can desire that can compare with wisdom. Okay? Listen. I'm going to skip down to 14. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign. See, that's how they decree their justice. With understanding. And rulers decree justice. By me, princes rules and nobles and all the judges of the earth. Man, when a judge is sitting on a bench, he's going to have an understanding of the law in order to sit down and render a verdict. That judge got to have some kind of understanding of the law. Okay? Listen to this. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. What will they find? Riches and honor are with me, enduring riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yes, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I traverse the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. And all you got to do is embrace wisdom and understanding. And they say that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. All right? Man, I see y'all. Thank you for joining me.